The show begins with people looking scared/surprised at something. The camera cuts to see a hand on the wall, and then a giant human-looking creature with no skin brings his head up and looks over the wall. We then see a bunch of soldiers riding horses and getting ready to fight something. We get a quick glimpse of Hanji and Erwin. Then they spot a giant walking through the woods. Then the commander, being Sadie's, tells the soldiers to switch to their omnidirectional gear, aka ODM gear. The soldiers then use their gear to jump off their horses and fly towards the giant using their ODM gear. We then see a very strange sequence of images showing the giants, blood on things, people's terrified looking faces, and some other strange things. Eren wakes up, showing us that it was just a dream that he had. He looks startled when he wakes up, and Mikasa is standing over him. Mikasa asks Eren why he's crying, to which Eren seemed to not notice that he even was. We move on to see giants on the outside of the wall reaching up as someone is preaching about the walls being God's divine work. Eren and Mikasa are back at the gate to a town where they run into Mr. Hannes, a military guard in the garrison unit. Turns out Hannes has been drinking and Eren is not a fan of that. Eren gets on to Hannes and asks him if he'd be able to fight if the giants broke through the walls and made it into the city. The other guards play it off and say that nothing has happened in 100 years. Eren says that his dad told him that it is no reason to be slacking off, and anything could happen at any moment. Hannes seems to go along with that a bit because Eren's dad is a doctor who saved the town from a pandemic a few years back. He then goes on to say that the walls are 50 meters tall and he doesn't see anything getting over them, and they have no reason to want to fight the giants. This makes Eren even more upset. Hannes says if the soldiers don't have to do anything, that means everything is going well. Eren says if all they do is sit in the walls, then they're just like cattle. The other guards play it off again and Eren and Mikasa walk off, with Hannes wondering to himself if Eren wants to join the scout regiment. Eren and Mikasa are walking on a path as Mikasa tells Eren he should probably drop wanting to go into the scout regiment. Just then, bells ring, signaling the gate opening, and the scout regiment is returning from a mission. Eren and Mikasa run to see the scouts return and get into the crowd of people watching. The scouts look incredibly beat up, with most of them injured in some way. A woman comes out looking for her son, to which a soldier brings forward an arm and gives it to the woman. The woman asks the commander if her son's death helped humanity in any way. The commander says yes, but goes on to say the mission was a complete failure and they didn't learn anything useful. A few people in the crowd start talking about how the scouts are just a waste of money. Eren hits one with a stick and then Mikasa drags him off into an alleyway. She throws him into a wall and then asks him if he still wants to join the scouts. Eren and Mikasa make it back home. Eren's dad says that he has a work trip that he has to go on and he will be gone for a few days. Mikasa then tells Eren's parents that he wants to join the scout regiment. Eren gets upset that Mikasa told, and then Eren's mother gets very upset and starts yelling at him, mentioning how many people have died in the scouting regiment. Eren's dad then interrupts the arguing, calmly asking Eren why he wants to go outside the walls. Eren says that he wants to know what it's like outside the walls, and that he doesn't want to spend his life inside the walls living ignorant. He also says if no one goes out, then all the lives they have already lost will be for nothing. Eren's dad accepts this response and says that when he gets back from his work trip, he will show Eren what he's been working on in the basement. Eren's dad leaves and then his mom tells him that she will not allow him to join the scouts. Eren gets mad and runs off, and his mom asks Mikasa to follow him. We then go to Armin, Eren and Mikasa's friend, getting bullied by 3 kids. Eren and Mikasa run up at them, and they run away once they see Mikasa. They help Armin up and move to a place to talk. Armin said that he told the bullies humanity needs to go out of the walls at some point, and they beat him up. They have a talk about going outside the walls and why people seem to not like the idea of trying to go out of the walls. Armin again brings up that just because nothing has happened to the walls in 100 years does not mean that they are safe, but everyone still thinks that they are. There is a moment of silence, and then there is what looks to be a lightning bolt and a huge bang that shakes them off where they were sitting. Steam rises up from outside the wall where lightning had hit. A bunch of people start to run to the wall to see what happened. Armin runs off to see as well, and the others chase after him. When they catch back up to him, he is looking terrified at the wall. Eren looks over and sees the giant hand on the wall. Armin mentions that it is impossible because the wall is 50 meters high. The giant lifts his head up to look over the wall. Then Eren calls it by what the giants are called, a Titan. The Titan kicks the gate, blowing a hole through it and causing massive destruction. Titans start to come in from the hole. Eren starts to walk towards everything, saying his house is in that direction. Mikasa runs after him, but Armin stands there shaking and says that it is all over, and the Titans will kill them all. Eren and Mikasa run down the street to get back to their house and see a giant boulder has crushed it. Once they get back to the house, they see Eren's mom is stuck under the house. Eren and Mikasa try to help her out, while she says that her legs are crushed and she wouldn't be able to move if they got her out. A large smiling Titan starts to walk towards them. Eren's mom continues to tell them to leave, and then Mr. Hannes shows up. He says he will take down the Titan and save all 3 of them. As he runs up to the Titan, he stops and is paralyzed with fear. He turns around and grabs Eren and Mikasa and runs away. Eren's mom yells at them and tells them that they have to survive. The smiling Titan picks up Eren's mom. Mikasa looks away, but Eren can't look away and watches his mom get eaten. And that is the end of episode 1 of Attack on Titan. I know this video is much different from everything else I posted to this point, but I don't have any set content I post on this channel, so I figured I'd do something new. Also, I love Attack on Titan. I know I'm very far behind, but with the final season of the show coming out, there are a lot of new people watching the show, so this should still be of use to someone. But anyways, that is all for me. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great day.